Good afternoon, everyone. I'm William Galloway in for Gary Harris. Alabama football continued through its bye week by practicing today for the final time this week and the second day in a row. This footage from practice yesterday was part of Alabama's 2-hour practice on the Thomas Drew practice fields. The team had Tuesday off and will have tomorrow off headed into the weekend. In the last 10 quarters Alabama's played, the Crimson Tide defense has only allowed 17 points. Here's what Coach Saban had to say yesterday about the defensive improvement throughout the season.
You know, I've talked a lot about the defense. I think we've gotten a little bit better each week. You know, I think there's a lot of room for us to continue to have improvement. You know, we've got several young guys playing, and those guys, you know, I think are developing more and more confidence in what they're supposed to do, how they're supposed to do it, why it's important to do it that way. So the mental errors are kind of going down, and we tackled better in the last game, which I thought, you know, the Ole Miss game was not very good, and I think we've tackled a little better in each game.
High school football playoffs start tonight in Alabama at 7 p.m. Gordo will take on Brooks in reform. Of course, Gordo finished first in 4A Region 5, while Brooks comes in as the number 4 team out of 4A Region 8. I'll have highlights from that game for you tonight at 10 p.m. We'll have you covered tomorrow night on Football Friday at 10:30 with Gary Harris as well. Check out the reaction of Keontae Jemison this afternoon. The North River Christian Academy linebacker was selected to play in the NAAPS Rocky Top Sports World Gatlinburg All-American Bowl, which will be held next month. This bowl invites the top seniors across the country from private schools, and Jemison is the first player from North River Christian Academy to be chosen. The school surprised him with his plaque and invitation to play this morning. His coach was very proud of him.
His mental toughness and his physical toughness, his devotion to the game, his ability to read plays and to play until the whistle. His tenacity led the team in tackles. He had averaged 12 to 14 tackles a game and then probably 6 or 8 assists. And you would have him all over the field. So just he's an all-around athlete. Play wherever you put him.
Coming up at 6, I'll have more on the Crimson Tide exclusive coverage and a look at a golf tournament from today here in Tuscaloosa. That's it for Sports Now. I'm William Galloway. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this. Good evening, everyone. I'm William Galloway in for Gary Harris. We begin with some breaking news here in the Tuscaloosa area. ACA head coach Chris Smelly has been cleared to coach his Patriots for tomorrow's game against Geneva. He returned to team activities today after being out with the coronavirus. I spoke with him just minutes ago, and he gave me an update on his return.
When I got back, I said, I don't know if y'all have enjoyed it more or less with me being gone. But I'm definitely glad to be back, and it seemed like they were kind of feeling the same way. So, you know, I'm hoping that you know, coronavirus isn't something that hurts our team here in the playoffs. You know, we're hoping to try to play well and see if we can't make a little run. And but it's been a year of adjustments and doing things like never before, and so we'll roll with it and deal with things as they happen.
Glad he's back for the game tomorrow night against Geneva. Well, Alabama football continues preparations for LSU next week. Of course, they're in their bye week right now, and this footage was from practice yesterday. It was part of Alabama's 2-hour practice. They practiced today at the Thomas Drew practice fields in full pads as well. Sophomore wideout John Mechie is missing Jalen Waddle, much like the rest of the team, and we know Waddle's out for the rest of the season. But Mechie says that regardless of circumstance, everyone has to step up and do their job.
I think it's big for everyone. I think as a whole unit, we need to kind of go back to the fundamentals and focus on our craft, especially after losing Waddle. You know, a guy like that is pretty much irreplaceable. He's pretty much one of one. So I think it's big for everyone to kind of get back to the basics and hone their craft.
High school football playoffs start tonight in Alabama at 7 p.m. Gordo will take on Brooks in reform. Of course, Gordo finished first in 4A Region 5, while Brooks comes in as the number 4 team out of 4A Region 8. I'll have highlights from that game for you tonight at 10 p.m. We'll have you covered tomorrow night on Football Friday at 10:30 with Gary Harris as well. Today at Indian Hills Country Club, a golf tournament was held by Baseball Country as a fundraiser. Baseball Country is a nonprofit organization that exists to bring the gospel to children through playing the game of baseball. Today's event was an 18-hole team-style tournament featuring 23 teams. Actually, our Gary Harris was there making up one of the teams, and I don't know how he shot. I certainly expect he shot well, but I'll have to call him after the show and ask. Anyways, we spoke with board member Shane Spiller about today's event.
Well, Baseball Country, like I said, they use the game of baseball to help build teams, to bring out campers during the summertime. They'll bring out different groups of kids to come out and learn about baseball and learn about the Lord. Here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, we've invited several community leaders to participate and help to raise funds for Baseball Country and just have a great day here on the golf course.
That's it for Sports at 6. I'll have high school football highlights and more tonight at 10. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Good evening, everyone. I'm William Galloway, filling in for Gary Harris. We begin tonight with high school football playoffs as Gordo hosted Brooks in 4A action. Nobody tell Jim Mora, but it's officially playoff season. Gordo quarterback Tanner Bailey is back from injury. Here he hands off to running back Rayshawn Williams for the first touchdown of the game for the Green Wave. 4 possessions later, senior Hunter Oglin gets the pick, and he takes off 91 yards. Look at number 3 go all the way. He's got an appointment with the end zone. 20-6 Gordo at that point. Before halftime, quarterback Tanner Bailey would find JT Billups for a 35-yard touchdown pass. Beautiful pass and catch right there. Final score, Gordo 41, Brooks 12. The Green Wave roll on to the next round. The 8-2 Hillcrest Patriots begin their playoff push tomorrow night at home as they welcome McGill-Tulane. Now, Hillcrest is undefeated at home this season, but McGill-Tulane has been playing at a championship level in 7A for the past few years. After Hillcrest missed the playoffs last year, this is a huge challenge for Coach Sam Adams and his guys.
Sometimes when things don't go your way, that's the easiest thing to learn from. And we had been in the playoffs at least to the second round for 5 years up until last year. And we know what it takes to play at this time of the year and understand what's allowed us to have the success that we've had. And we're excited for a big matchup come Friday.
I reported earlier this evening at 6 that ACA football head coach Chris Smelly is officially back with his team after defeating coronavirus. Despite being stuck in a quarantine, he was still able to coach from home.
I had to miss most of the week of practice and doing some quarantining, but our assistant coaches did a really good job of having great practices and having good energy at practice. We were able to film all our practices, and I was able to watch in and check it out after practice. And then I was even able to join in on a Zoom meeting with our players and talk to our players during our normal meeting time. So I was able to do a lot of things without actually being at practice. But it definitely felt good to be back out there today, and we're looking forward to a good game on Friday.
The Alabama football team concluded its bye-week practices this afternoon, spending 2 hours in full practice pads at the Thomas Drew practice fields. This footage is from yesterday's practice, and in total, the Tide strapped up 3 times this week during the bye week. Next week's game at LSU will be a 5 p.m. kickoff on CBS. Now, remember this, LSU's offense hasn't scored a point against Alabama in Baton Rouge since November 8, 2014. That's your fun fact headed into the weekend. Today at Indian Hills Country Club, a golf tournament was held by Baseball Country as a fundraiser. Baseball Country is a nonprofit organization that exists to bring the gospel to children through playing the game of baseball. Today's event was an 18-hole team-style tournament featuring 23 teams. One of those teams featured our Gary Harris, and from what I heard, Gary played pretty well. Now, we talked to Shane Spiller about the event, and here's what he had to say.
Well, Baseball Country, like I said, they use the game of baseball to help build teams, to bring out campers during the summertime. They'll bring out different groups of kids to come out and learn about baseball and learn about the Lord. Here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, we've invited several community leaders to participate and help to raise funds for Baseball Country and just have a great day here on the golf course.
That's it for sports tonight. I'm William Galloway. We'll be right back after this.